Are the Lakers about to pull off a blockbuster trade with a former NBA champion? Just as free agency heats up, Los Angeles has received troubling news on a perfect Luka Doncic fit, while a surprising Austin Reaves update is raising new questions about the team's future. And could Daniel Gafford finally be heading to Hollywood? Subscribe to SkyHook Report and stay with us until the end for the full story.
Have you ever wondered if the Lakers' Gafford has the minerals to pull off a signing that genuinely makes sense for their new superstar? It's a bit of a head-scratcher why more teams aren't looking at the chemistry already established on the courts, but the whispers out of Tinseltown suggest a reunion might be on the cards for Luka Doncic and one of his most trusted lieutenants. The Lakers are desperate for a proper center who can act as the yin to Luka's yang in the pick and roll, and what better way to ensure the result is spot on than by bringing in someone who has already flourished alongside him. Before the blockbuster Luka trade, a deal with the Mavericks would have been seen as absolute rubbish and completely off the table. However, with the Mavs undergoing a massive rehaul of their front office and coaching staff to prepare for the Cooper Flag era, the landscape has shifted entirely. While Gafford was a vital cog in the Mavs' run to the finals, the new regime in Dallas is reportedly open to moving their veterans to clear the deck. NBA insider Mark Stein has explicitly named Gafford as one of the players the Mavericks are most open to trading this summer. This creates a massive opportunity for Los Angeles to secure a player who knows exactly where to be when Luka starts threading those impossible needles. The conflict here, as always, is the cost of doing business and the physical state of the player in question. Is Gafford a proper player who can sustain a full season in the purple and gold, or is he a liability? He's only managed 57 and 55 games in the last two seasons, which is a major concern for a team that has historically struggled with injuries to key rotation players. Furthermore, the Mavs aren't just going to hand him over for a bag of crisps. The Lakers would likely have to part with Dalton Knecht and Jared Vanderbilt just to get the salaries to match. It's a massive gamble to ship out young talent and a defensive specialist for a big man with a patchy fitness record. When you look at the numbers, however, the financial side of the deal is quite tidy. Gafford is set to earn $17.2 million next season and is under contract until 2028-29 season, making it a relatively easy deal to fit into the books. Before his recent injury blips, he actually put together 3 consecutive seasons with at least 70 games played, suggesting that his recent absences might just be a run of bad luck rather than a permanent decline. He's shown he can be a top-tier rim protector and a vertical threat that forces defenses to collapse, which is exactly what a Luka-led offense requires to reach its peak. My honest take? It's a risk the Lakers have to take if they want to maximize this window with Luka. We've seen them roll the dice on health before. Just look at Marcus Smart last season, and while it's a bit of a punt, the tactical fit is undeniable. If you have the chance to give your franchise cornerstone a partner he already trusts implicitly, you don't let it slip through your fingers over a bit of caution. But what do you lot think? Would you trade away Vando and Knecht for a player who might spend half the season on the treatment table? Let us know in the comments below.
Is the Lakers' dream of building the ultimate defensive wall around Luka Doncic about to go up in smoke before free agency even kicks off? There's been a massive spanner thrown in the works regarding one of the most exciting young talents in the league, and it seems the Nuggets are prepared to play dirty to keep him out of Los Angeles. For weeks, the Lakers have been linked to a specific type of athletic, defensive-minded wing who can cover for Luka's lapses, but the latest report suggests that door is being slammed shut with some force. Currently, the Lakers are prioritizing 3 main areas: shooting, a shot-blocking threat, and versatile wings who can defend the perimeter. Peyton Watson was the name at the very top of that list, identified by experts as the perfect fit for the Lakers' blueprint. However, Denver is reportedly determined to re-sign their restricted free agent, regardless of the financial headache it causes them. NBA insider Mark Stein has revealed that the Nuggets are actively looking to offload other players just to ensure they have the brass to keep Watson in Colorado. This is a massive blow for Los Angeles, who thought they might be able to snatch a proper player from a direct rival. The drama behind the scenes in Denver is reaching fever pitch as they try to navigate the NBA's punitive luxury tax aprons. To keep Watson, the Nuggets might have to sacrifice rotational depth, with Christian Braun's name surfacing as the most likely casualty. Braun recently signed a massive $125 million extension, and moving his $21.5 million salary is described as being rife with challenges. This creates a fascinating tactical standoff. Denver is effectively choosing a 23-year-old prospect over a proven title winner just to ensure the Lakers can't get their hands on him. In Watson's production, it's easy to see why the Nuggets are so desperate to keep him. He's coming off a breakout campaign where he averaged 14.6 points and nearly 5 rebounds, but the real kicker is his 41.1% shooting from behind the arc. For a player with his length and athleticism to shoot that efficiently is a rarity, making him a nightmare matchup on both ends of the pitch. Because he's a restricted free agent, Denver wields all the cards and can match any offer sheet the Lakers try to put in front of him. In my professional opinion, this is a bit of a nightmare for the Lakers recruitment staff. Watson was the ideal teammate for Luka because he covers so many holes, but if Denver is willing to trade away a player like Braun just to keep him, the Lakers are essentially priced out of the market. The silver lining might be that if Denver is forced to have a fire sale to accommodate Watson, maybe the Lakers should turn their attention to the players they're binning off. Would you settle for Christian Braun if it meant missing out on Watson, or is it Watson or bust for you? Get in the comments and tell us your thoughts.
What if the massive bidding war we all expected for Austin Reaves was just a load of old rubbish? For months, the narrative has been that rival teams were going to come in with aggressive offers that would make the Lakers' eyes water, potentially forcing them to lose their brightest homegrown talent. But a fresh update has just dropped that changes the entire complexion of the offseason, and it's looking increasingly likely that Hillbilly Kobe isn't going anywhere. Before this update, the Brooklyn Nets and the Detroit Pistons were seen as the major threats to pry Reaves away from the Crypto.com arena. They had the cap space and the need for a versatile guard who can create his own shot. However, the latest rumbles from Mark Stein suggest that the Nets are now looking at shorter-term deals rather than tying themselves down, and the Pistons are prioritizing trades over free agent signings. This is a massive boost for the Lakers, who were bracing themselves for a fight they might not have been able to win. The conflict now moves from the open market to the negotiating table between Reaves and the Lakers front office. Reaves is widely expected to decline his $14.9 million player option for the 2026-27 season to chase a life-changing payday. While the Lakers are the heavy favorites to re-sign him, the price tag is still going to be astronomical. The Lakers can offer a 5-year max contract worth roughly $239.3 million, whereas other teams are limited to a 4-year, $178.5 million deal. Is Reaves worth nearly $250 million, or is that price point going to handicap the team's ability to build around him in Luka? The facts are that Reaves has become absolutely essential to the Lakers' future. He's coming off a career year where he averaged 23.3 points, 5.5 assists, and 4.7 rebounds per game. Even more impressive was his blossoming partnership with Luka Doncic. The two of them proved they could share the ball and create a dynamic backcourt that had defenses in a proper muddle. Despite a late-season injury to his left oblique, rival executives still see him as a premier free agent because of his versatility and efficiency. My honest take is that the Lakers should pay the man whatever he wants to keep that chemistry with Luka alive. Reaves is a proper player who doesn't shy away from the big moments, and his fondness for Lakerland makes this a match made in heaven. The fact that the Nets and Pistons are cooling their interest is a massive result for the Gaffer, as it gives them all the leverage in talks. Do you think a 5-year, $239 million contract is a fair price for Reaves, or is that too much for a player who's never been an all-star? Drop a comment below.
Could the Lakers be about to bin off one of their most beloved defensive stalwarts for a high-flying, title-winning forward from a direct rival? The rumor mill is absolutely spinning with a proposed trade that would see an NBA Cup champion leave Los Angeles in exchange for a man who knows exactly what it takes to lift the Larry O'Droby trophy. It's an ambitious move that would signal the Lakers are going all in on the Luka Doncic era, but it comes with a set of risks that could leave the team in a right mess if it doesn't pay off. The backstory here is all about the Lakers' $52 million in cap space and how they choose to use it. Pundits are suggesting that rather than signing 2 mid-level starters, the wiser move would be to sign one and use the remaining balance to absorb a massive salary in a trade. This is where Aaron Gordon enters the frame. The Nuggets forward is a proper player with a $133 million title-winning pedigree, and he's being tipped as the ideal support piece for Luka because of his defensive versatility. But to get him, the Lakers would likely have to surrender Jared Vanderbilt, a player who was instrumental in their NBA Cup success. The tension lies in Gordon's health and his sudden emergence as a shooter. For the first decade of his career, his floor spacing was quite frankly rubbish. However, in the last 2 seasons, he's caught fire, shooting a career-best 43.6% from deep in 2024-25 and following it up with 38.6% this past season. The concern is whether this is a permanent improvement or just a flash in the pan. Add to that his recent struggles with hamstring and calf strains, and you have to wonder if the Lakers are trading a reliable, if limited, Vanderbilt for a high-priced injury risk. Looking at the numbers, Gordon brings a level of athleticism and championship experience that Vanderbilt simply can't match. His ability to guard multiple positions while also acting as a vertical threat for Luka would make the Lakers' offense incredibly difficult to track. If Gordon can maintain that nearly 40% shooting from 3, he becomes the perfect 3-and-D weapon that every gaffer in the league is crying out for. But if those injuries linger, the Lakers will have spent a massive chunk of their resources on a player sitting in the stands. My honest take, if the Lakers have the chance to swap Vanderbilt for Gordon, they have to bite their hand off for it. Gordon is a proven winner who has played at the highest level, and his fit next to Luka is a match made in heaven. Yes, the injuries are a worry, but you don't win titles by playing it safe. You need players with Gordon's ceiling to compete with the likes of the Celtics and the Timberwolves. So, what's the verdict, Lakers fans? Would you trade Vando for Aaron Gordon, or is the injury risk just too high? Let us know in the comments.